Hey everybody, this is Warrior of Light once again. It has been quite a while since I made a recording. And I was watching back through my stuff earlier today, and my fourth video was probably the one that was like, man, the heaviest one. And I got to thinking, like, man, I haven't made a video in a while. What would I even make it about? Well, ironically enough, I went through everything that I needed to go through in order to make this video now. God's in the middle of doing an actual miracle in my life, and in like a finger snap, boom, hey, guess what? There's a miracle. Those are great. Those are awesome. When God does that, it is incredible, and it definitely catches people's attention. And this miracle is it'll be more for people close to me. They'll know about it, but more so for me. I've struggled with a lot of things for a long time. And I've talked a little bit about a few of the things that are my specific trials and tribulations and weaknesses in past videos, and I made a lot of progress in a lot of areas of my life in the past year or so, through intentional. It was all intentional, and it's been pretty hard, especially when you kick the can of your issues down the road your whole life and never face them. And mostly it was because I didn't know how. I wasn't equipped. I wasn't equipped by my parents to deal with the issues that I was going to face that were pretty much brought on me because of them. All that being said, I love my parents very much, and I definitely could have had worse parents, but boy, did they make me a mess. Because they had their own stuff, stuff gets passed down. A lot of stuff is generational. Depression, anxiety, alcoholism, traits, like the ways that people deal with conflict, our actions, our reactions, the way we talk, all of that. It's passed down from generation to generation until somebody does something to break the cycle. Now, good things could be passed down too, and that's awesome. I would love it if I had the opportunity to pass some good things down, whether it be to my kids or just to the people in my general sphere of influence. However the Lord uses me. But y'all know from my past videos, I'm definitely interested in getting me a wife. That is definitely something that I want to be part of my life. I feel like I'm getting closer to that. Today I got very, 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 very angry. And the thing that started happening, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The Lord revealed to me through one of my favorite YouTubers that I have a darkness in me that I have tried to ignore for a long time. And we all have, like, our own versions. Our own darkness, our own stuff that maybe maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have darkness that we're dealing with. Starting the car, so I have AC, and it's getting hot. And mine, I found out recently, is fear of rejection, because I have been in just about every conceivable fashion rejected by my father. I was rejected by my ex-wife. I was rejected by kids in elementary school. I moved to a new town in middle school. I was completely rejected by the locals. Thoroughly rejected. And the more I tried to get in their circles, the harder they came at me with rejection. And right, so that's one. That's really hard. That's where my social anxiety stems from. It's a fear of rejection. I don't have anxiety about being out in a social situation. I'm scared of being myself and being rejected, quite simply put. So my self-esteem has been completely destroyed because of that. I'm building it back up though, because the Lord's been healing me. That's what I'm saying. He has revealed so much of this to me, and I'm like, if you're going to reveal this to me, Lord, it's cool that I know what's going on now, but man, I really could use some help healing that. And the day that I prayed that, because he revealed 3 or 4 different aspects of what my darkness, my hate inside of me, unresolved. He's just been peeling it back layer by layer, and it was It was last Thursday. I was like, man, God, this is heavy. Like, I'm dealing with it. I'm trusting you, but I need you to can you help me? I don't want to feel like this anymore. Please do something, please, Lord. And I wake up the next morning, and lo and behold, As I Lay Dying, who recently got reunited back together, put out a new song. It was called Redefined. And the whole song's talking about your pain can never be erased. Then we need to turn it into strength. From our failures, we are refined. We replace frailty, allowing us to be redefined. Oh man, last Friday was awesome, man. I was rocking that song all day at work, man. I've been on cloud 9 ever since that. Man, it was so good. Redefine who I am. Stop living in the ruins of the past. I've moved on in a lot of ways, but in some ways my heart's stuck in the ruins of my past, which was something a pastor said on the sermon today. It's like, everything I listen to, even if it's not a sermon, I listen to a podcast or watch anime or play a video game, and there's just these messages everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's just like peeling back layers of an onion that has just been rotten inside of me for years. And you peel it back layer by layer, it can be digested. And I feel like the Lord's been strengthening me the past couple years so that I'd be strong enough to weather this process. Just incredible. God is so incredible. God is so good. Man. And today, it came to a head. I had a less than favorable interaction with a coworker, and I was already in a pretty bad place because the Lord was revealing yet another aspect of who I am because of my parents' parenting methods. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm trying to deal with this, trying to process it. I was very, basically my emotions were open. The well of hate was opened and was peeling back another layer. Hadn't healed, that part hadn't healed yet, and that scab got picked, or that scar got ripped off, and or scab, or however you want to put it. And great imagery, right? Um, I sound way too chipper for somebody that was just going through what felt like actual hell on earth. Man, the Lord is so good. So, we had an altercation. Then they were pretty abrasive, towards me, to put it lightly, speaking down to me condescendingly. That's not something I deal with very well. Most people don't, but I was already triggered about the rejection of my parents. Just learning some other things about social anxiety today. Layers of that, yeah. And I came back at this person when they came at me. They were coming at me pretty hot about something that I felt like was like not that big of a deal. And I came back at them, and then boy, I was pretty hot, and I felt bad. Like, I feel bad about standing up for myself for whatever reason, because I'm not sure if I'm just triggered and getting upset when and I'm out of line, or if they were out of line. I am almost completely incapable of discerning whether or not I've been wronged and if my reaction is just. Because the way I was taught to deal with conflict was do and say nothing until it's so bad that you yell and scream and make a scene, or literally hit them in the head with a hammer. Like those extremes? Yeah, that's why I'm anonymous, because my life is crazy. My gosh, crazy. You can't do that. One of them is really damaging to yourself, another one's damaging to someone else. I need to find a middle ground, and I'm trying desperately to learn how to do that. So I'm completely unequipped to deal with conflict with other people. But I was like, I'm gonna go try to talk to this person. So I went in there, asked them, I was like, because this isn't the first time they'd come at me like that. And I let them know, like, hey, that's come at me like that, like, that's hard for me to deal with. And I even explained a little bit, without going too crazy into detail. And they doubled down on what they did. And I said, look, man, like, we're gonna need to treat each other with respect, or we're gonna have a problem. And I feel like you've crossed the line here. And they didn't even apologize, but the whole time I was visibly shaking. Like, for whatever reason, it was so hard for me. Like I said, there's this thing in me that gets triggered just because of some stuff I've been through, and I've been praying to God to help me with that, because it's part of so many different facets of my life. It makes me difficult to have relationships with other people, men or women. Like, I want to get married, but like, how can I have a healthy relationship if I'm not healthy myself? And I want that so bad, and I don't know what to do. I'm in counseling. I've been doing that for years, and I'm doing everything I know to do. And the Lord has just been, like I said, peeling back this onion. And today it's like, all right, cool. And I think even the devil tried to get involved and try to mess things up, but it actually ended well with that altercation. I thought I handled it way worse than I did, but like I said, my ability to tell how I'm handling things is skewed, especially because when I get all triggered on that stuff. And man, I don't want to be like that. I try not to, but like, it happens, I get angry, and I try to make up for knowing that that's part of me by being an exceptionally good dude and forgiving and stuff. So this is a little bit about what I've been through lately. Some growth, and more falling up the stairs. It's nuts. But anyway, this has been a Warrior Light being brutally transparent.